Hey guys, so we are talking about stress today, okay? Oh my gosh. Okay, so stress, right? I probably shouldn't be happy talking about stress, but if I'm being honest, I used to be really stressed really bad, guys. And I was able to reduce my stress by about, I want to say 70 to 80%. Like, I'm serious, guys. I really did. Okay, so let's kind of get into. I'm gonna talk about some like scientific terms of stress, and then I will say it in a little more simpler uh, way because it is it's kind of confusing. Okay, so what's going on when you get stressed, right? So the body perceives a threat, right? Or the mind, the brain perceives a threat, and that signals the adrenal glands to shoot out cortisol, right? So so you get stressed, the body signal or the adrenal glands that's what controls the stress in your body, okay? So the body shoots out cortisol and adrenaline, and that tells the body to produce sugar in case you have to fight or flight, right? Okay. So a perceived threat or aka a stressor, okay? So let me kind of explain that a little simpler, right? Because that's kind of like, what the hell did you just say? Right? So, simply put, anytime you're stressed, the body will shoot out glucose or sugar, right? So, anytime you get stressed out, the body shoots out glucose or sugar. So, how does that potentially cause you to gain weight, right? Okay, so remember I told you the body can only hold so much sugar, right? The body can hold about this much. So say this is the amount of sugar your body shoots out, right? Each cell can only hold about this much sugar, and the rest of the sugar will get stored as fat. Okay, so with that being said, think about if you're stressed all the time, right? Think about if you're chronically stressed. You're constantly shooting out extra sugar, and your body's not even able to store that. Your body's not even able to use that, right? Your body's not even able to use that, and it's getting stored as fat. And where does it get stored at? It gets stored around your midsection. Okay, so that's how you can tell. That is how you can tell if a person is gaining weight because of stress, because they'll be really big around the midsection. And on top of being stressed, people usually go for those really uh, high carbs, high sugar, high fat foods, right? Those just really like the ice cream and the whatever, right? That's when people usually go for that because they're stressed out and they want to feel better, and they know that food is a way for them to feel better because it shoots out dopamine in the brain, right? But it's actually not really helping, okay? It's not helping at all. So now I want to talk about kind of why we do this, right? So let's talk about survival, right? Are we are always trying to survive or protect ourselves, right? The body and mind is always working to protect you. So let's think back caveman time, right? During caveman time, when there was a threat, right? Like a bear, when they seen a bear, okay, the body, like they really had to um be ready to like fight or flight, right? They had to be ready to run or kick that bear's ass, right? It was one of the two. So they really needed that. Fast forward to now, when we think of stressors or a perceived threat, now that is like work life stress or relationship stress or stress with your kids, or people are saying stuff to you on the internet, right? All that stuff is really stressful. Say you just had a really stressful event in your life, like say you lost your job, or say you got a new job and then you're just working all the time, or you don't get to see your kids, right? That's really stressful, right? And then you're thinking negative things all the time, right? So that stuff is really stressful. But and the body is shooting out extra sugar all the time because you're so stressed, and now you're starting to gain weight around the midsection. And why specifically the midsection? Because again, like I said, the body's always trying to protect you. So it's trying to protect the most vital organs. And where is that? In the midsection, right? Because that's where your everything is in your stomach, right? Your kidneys, your liver, your stomach, your gallbladder, everything is right there, right? Your adrenal glands. That's where it is, right? And it just wants to keep you safe, right? But it's also, without realizing, causing harm because it's causing you to gain weight in your midsection, right? And oh my god, you guys, check this out. Okay, so this, I remember I learned this in college, and it was like life changing for me. It fucking tripped me out. Okay, so every main disease out there, right? Whether it be cancer, uh, diabetes, heart disease, anything, it comes back to stress. How fucking crazy is that? I'm sorry for swearing, but how crazy is that? Like stress, like this is important because if you don't get your stress under control, like look where it can lead to. It can lead to cancer. It can lead to heart disease, right? And it's like it's not healthy at all to have chronic stress. And if you're chronically stressed, you have to do something about it. You have to, okay? What do you do about it? How do you de-stress, and how do you save yourself from potentially getting some crazy disease that I don't want you to have, and I hope you don't want to have either, right? So these are the top 4 things you can do, but I'm going to also tell you another thing that I did because it was really helpful, right? I almost swore again. Got me out here swearing. Stress is making me so mad. Okay. So the number one thing you can do to de-stress is physical activity. Woo woo. Okay. Why physical activity, right? Physical activity really helps you. It's the number one thing to help you de-stress. And you don't even have to do like some crazy workout at the gym for like 2 hours, right? Simply vigorous walking, fast pace, right? 3 times a week, 20 minutes, half an hour. That's it. And that's not, if you think about it, that's not a lot of time. You have 24 hours in a day, right? I'm saying 30 minutes out of 24 hours, right? And this helps you de-stress. It helps you de-stress. It helps you clear your mind. It just helps you feel better, right? It helps you lose weight. It's really amazing. That's why it's important, okay? The next is sleep, okay? Sleep. This one's funny to me, right? This one's kind of funny because, yes, I do believe that good quality sleep will help you de-stress. But if you're stressed out, right, it's going to cause you to have bad sleep. It's like the chicken and the egg, right? The chicken. Well, who came first, the chicken or the egg, right? Which one's worse? Or which one's first? Is it the sleep or is it the stress, right? I don't know. But I do know they both affect each other, right? If you have bad sleep, the next day you're going to be really stressed. Or if you're really stressed, it can cause you to have bad sleep, right? So you really have to find a way to get a really good quality sleep, okay? And whether that be there's like little things you can do too. Whether that be like at night before you go to sleep, write down the things that are stressing you out, right? That's actually that's a really good way to help you have good quality sleep. And the third thing, okay? So eat smart. Eat really healthy foods, okay? And why this is important, because remember I told you fruits and vegetables are linked with positive thoughts, right? They're linked with positive thoughts. And eating healthy, and when you eat healthy, you just feel good, right? Because your body needs certain nutrients to run and operate at its best, right? That's why we eat fruits and vegetables. That's why we eat a balanced diet, is because one, our body's getting what it needs, and two, we don't have to sacrifice because we are making a conscious effort to eat certain foods. So our skin and our organs have everything they need, but then like on a Friday we also get to have a piece of cake so that we're not missing out, right? All right. And the fourth thing is, this is my favorite. This is probably my favorite. Well, I don't know. Physical activity is really good too. I really like that one. But meditate, okay? Meditation is so powerful, you guys. I think this is also, well, it's something I think I know, right? It goes beyond the physical, right? It takes you into, it's like a spiritual and a mental thing too, meditation, right? It takes you into, like when I meditate anyways, right, I get into this like other world where I'm just like at so much peace, right? And that is like the opposite of stress, right? Is peace and relaxation, right? And that's what meditation does. It brings you into a state of peace. It brings you into a state of mind of peace and relaxation, right? So that's ultimately what you want to do, right? You want to get to that relaxed place to help you de-stress, right? And when I first started working out, I did all of these, right? Physical activity. I had really messed up sleep, so I still do these too. Sorry, don't think that I don't, but I started physical activity. I had really bad sleep because I was so stressed out. I think stress was one of the main things that was causing me to gain weight. And then, well, I obviously was eating better. And then I started meditating, just to check it out. And I started doing other things to help me be in that peaceful state of mind, right? Like I started drawing and I started reading too because those things also help me be relaxed. And another thing that I did was I really started paying attention to how I was thinking about stuff, how I was perceiving stuff, right? Because you see how people will say a perceived threat, how you perceive it, how you take it in. That is really, really helpful when it comes to stress, right? Remember we talked about last week about the guy, like, depending on how you're thinking about the situation, how you're perceiving it, that can really affect your outcome, right? Like, remember the guy said the girl was fat, and depending on how she took it, like she could say, you know what, he's right, I am fat, yada yada. So I'm just gonna eat more cake, whatever, right? And then, or she took it as, you know what, I am not going to let what he said determine my outcome. I already lost 5 pounds and I'm gonna keep going, right? Depending on how you're thinking about that situation, that's gonna really determine if it's stressful or if it's not stressful, right? If you're dwelling on it, right? So that is why stress is so important to manage and to really have. And these are essential to a balanced life, okay? To live a really balanced life, okay, is, yes, stressors come up, but if you're not doing anything to counter react those stressors, whew, life is gonna give you a blowout, right? Flat tire on the road. Bloop. So, do a little recap, okay? So, again, simply put, every time you get stressed out, your body releases sugar into the bloodstream. And the body can only handle so much sugar, right? Then the rest gets stored as fat. And if you're chronically stressed, the body's going to be chronically storing fat more and more and more, right? And how you de-stress, right? The number one thing to de-stress, physical activity. You guys, you have to get out there and start moving, okay? I want to talk more about that either this week or next week about physical activity because it is super important, okay? This is going to be one of the reasons why it's important because it's going to help you de-stress. So a little spoiler alert, right? De-stress, right? So de-stressors, physical activity. Sleep, good quality sleep, eating healthy, and meditation. And the one I threw in there, how you're perceiving situations, right? Whatever situation's coming up, how you're perceiving it is going to determine whether it is stressful or not, okay? With that, have a good day.